For the first time since 1982, the Philadelphia 76ers advance and kick out the Boston Celtics from the NBA playoffs. For the first time in franchise history, they complete a 3-1 series comeback. The Sixers are moving on. Jaylen Brown and the Celtics are headed to Punta Cana or Cabo or wherever the fuck
or
they decide to spend their off season, or Twitch. It doesn't matter. Guys, welcome back to the Phaithful Phanatics show. As always, we are live here on the DSM-Media Twitter channel, as well as the DSM Philadelphia YouTube channel that you can see pulled up on the screen here underneath of Scotty. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can find us at DSM_media. We appreciate you. But if you want to be active throughout today's show or any one of our live streams we do here on the channel, make sure to go to the bio, the link tree in our bio, scroll all the way down to the DSM Philly YouTube link that you see, and click subscribe, share, like, whatever you got to do to continue to help us grow. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm one half your host, Dylan Davis. To my left, my faithful co-host, Scotty. Sixers, Knicks, game one tonight we're going to get into. Flyers looking to bounce back after a 3-0 game one loss in Carolina. The Phillies look like a baseball team again. Is that a managerial change? Is that the Marlins and Miami? We got a lot to talk about on this Monday, but a very, very, very joyous, happy, celebratory Monday for the next 2 hours. And then we got to shift gears and then we get back to business. But man, I have been waiting. I have been dying, heavily intoxicated Saturday night, texting Scotty, you want to go live right now? Because I have to talk about what this team just did, man. I'll throw it to you. I'll let you rip it, let you start with your thoughts and initial reactions to the Game 7 win and coming from behind down 3-1 in general. But the course of this franchise may have been altered Saturday night.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head with that comment to kind of end the intro there. This Sixers team looks a bit different, and you can argue that they just knocked out everybody's number one team in the Eastern Conference in the first round. They showed tremendous resilience overall, obviously coming back from the 3-1 deficit in the series. But I saw, I'm going into that Game 7. You see Jason Tatum announce that he's not going to be playing in it. You know that doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme, right? Because you know that doesn't stop a guy like Derek White from hitting, 5 or 6 threes in this game, and Jaylen Brown going for 33 in this game. And so you knew that there was still ways that you could blow this opportunity, this golden opportunity that came up in Boston on Saturday evening, man. But no, Embiid led the way. They went out, took control of the series, took control of that game. There was some shaky parts at the end, of course. Boston was making a final push. They saw their season coming to an end, so they got a bit desperate. The chirping started between Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid. It was premium playoff basketball. It was premium playoff entertainment. And I'll say this, man, before we dive deep into this game, we start talking about performances and numbers and how did the Sixers do this and that. I'm just happy to be on the other side of it for once, man. We've been in so many of these like grueling top-level playoff matchups, and it always just seems to end with our heartbreak. But this time we got to come through. We got to pull through against the Boston fucking Celtics and come out with the series W, man. I'd be lying if I said I went into that series thinking that we were going to win it. But I would also be lying if I said that I knew Embiid was going to come back, 3 games into the series, basically fully healthy. So, yeah, I'm fucking excited. I'm going to control myself right now because it is easy, like you said, to just gear up for the fucking New York Knicks because we got some beef with them as well as we did with the Boston Celtics. But, man, this was a gutty win. Like I said, Joel Embiid, the process, the MVP, led the way, and you got contributions from all the guys that you really wanted to see them from in this game. And the Sixers pulled through, man. They figured it out, and they got it done. And it's not over yet, of course. And, oh, you banned, you blocked his comment.
He's in timeout. He's in timeout. He's
Yeah.
not banned. If you still watching,
I saw that. I saw that.
You're
And
putting
how we
time out
flipping the
because
script?
I got time today. I'm not having
How
this
are
shit.
we flipping the script? How are
Yeah.
we flipping the script
Yeah.
that quick and not talking about what just happened?
Because it's
Like,
what he does.
We
It's
will
what
not
he
allow
does.
that corporate pump.
No,
But
you're
I'll pass
putting
it
time
back
out.
to you, man. I'm obviously juiced up. I'm excited. And I do have my confidence back in this team. I think that's something I really want to throw out there because it dwindled. It went up and down throughout that series and on the way to the postseason. It's back now. So, yeah, man.
No,
How about
it's
you?
funny because, like you said, the page has to be turned immediately. I think Nick Nurse said it after the game. All right, enjoy this one till midnight, and we're back in action on Monday and have to move forward here. But for us, we got another hour and a half. We got another 2 hours to kind of let that Saturday night victory settle in. And you said the word different, man. This was the biggest, proudest moment I've had in my lifetime as a Sixers fan. Yes, I was alive in 2001. I was 3. So that I don't include that. When I say my lifetime, I understand Dylan Davis was a being in 2001 on an Allen Iverson finals trip, but Dylan Davis was not viewing an Allen Iverson-led Sixers team in 01, okay? And I know that sounds extremely ridiculous and corny because it's a first-round series, but it's everything that went into it. It's who it was against. You said before the series, I didn't think, Scotty, we didn't know if they would win a game. And if Joel comes back, even if you would have told us before the series, Joel would come back healthy, but it's not until game 4. You'd probably assume we're down 3-0 and it's not really going to matter. I know 3-0 too, but it does make that big of a difference for them to still have an opportunity to come back in this one. It was everyone in that moment on Saturday night who stepped up. It was the process leading the way with 34. It was the franchise, Tyrese Maxey dropping 30. It was the rook in VJ with no fucking fear with 23. 44 minutes of action in a game 7. The kid's barely 20 years old. 5 for 11 from deep. Pump, if you're still listening. 5 for 11 from deep. Paul George, he only had 13 points. 50% from the floor. 3 of 5 from deep. Guarding the other team's best 2 players all series long. His numbers defensively against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown through 7 games were astounding. I can look through my Twitter in my bookmarks when you're speaking next to find them for you. But he was unbelievable. You got nothing from the bench. Nick Nurse didn't play his bench while Joe Mazzulla shit his pants before Game 7 even started. Joe Mazzulla started 3 new Celtics, a lineup he hadn't started all season long in over 85 games played. Those 3 guys scored 0 points.
Yeah.
Baylor Shireman, get back in the starting lineup. Let's see if you can get hot from 3 again. Yeah. Ron Harper Jr., he played 4 minutes. What is he starting for?
Why did he start? He hasn't played the entire series.
But, man, they outplayed the Boston Celtics, the best team for your money, for my money, for so many people's money in the Eastern Conference. That's why it's the biggest, because now, 1,000% work to do.
Yeah.
But the vision went from, let's see how a series against Boston goes to, I'm knocking on the doorstep of an NBA Finals. Because let me tell you this, getting way ahead of myself. They beat the New York Knicks. They're going to the NBA Finals. They're not just getting past the second round like we have been dying for them to do.
Which would be
they're going all the way to the finals.
Yeah. I feel you. Like you said, let's not get too far ahead, but I do feel you. It started shaping up as we started getting closer to coming back in that Boston series. And you hit the nail on the head. I did want to take it back to VJ because you made a great point. If you told us that Joel Embiid was coming back game 4 of the series, you would have probably thought we were down 0-3 in that series. You win that game 2 in Boston. Who's the guy behind that? Like, obviously, there was contributions across the board, but VJ led the way. He had 30 points in that game, 10 rebounds, a multitude of threes. I think he had 6 threes in that game in Boston. And you could call that, one of the shit. Obviously, every win matters in a 7-game series, especially when it goes 7. But I just look back at that, and then you come back to Boston for game 7, and he gives you 23 with 5 3-pointers.
Yep.
The kid is cold. Now, there's going to be nights where he can't hit the 3, and he's not shooting consistent as he's shown in his peaks. But he still gives you the effort defensively. He still gives you 7 to 10 rebounds a game, right? And so that's what I get excited about with this kid, because his basement is like 2 to 3 dunks that excite the crowd, a couple rebounds that he really has no business grabbing. And then, maybe he will hit 3 to 5 threes on a given night if he's feeling it. And he's just a rookie. But, I wanted to give him his flowers. I don't know about you. I'll let you take it to Embiid whenever you want to. But the big fella came to play in this one. I obviously want to speak on him, but I don't want to move too fast through these performances, man. You got anything on VJ, or you want to take it somewhere else?
The VJ thing is just the Stones, and it's just like, it is like if you were writing a book, it does come full circle, because his first game in the NBA, real game of the regular season, starts in TD Garden, and he drops what did he, 28? Like, he didn't get the 30. Did he get the 30 in his first game? I think it was like the high 20s. But regardless, was a catalyst in that game to finish out the Celtics, and he helps end the Celtics year, and he performed night in and night out in TD Garden throughout this series. So just the Stones on that kid, man. The moment doesn't matter. Who's across from him doesn't matter, and that's something that is priceless in a player, in especially a young player. Embiid, outstanding since he's come back, brother. Yeah. Like the first game he comes back, they get their doors blown off. He scored the first 8 points for the team, but then started to have a rough shooting night. That's gone, man. 2 for 4 from, or I'm sorry, that's Tyrese Maxey. 1 for 4 from Joel from deep. He starts the game by going, "Oh, Luka Garza, can you come here for a minute? Oh, you're in foul trouble." And then whoever, Neemias Queta, you want to come here for a second? Oh, you're in foul trouble. And now they got to throw Jaylen Brown at me. Yeah. And they just start going to work. And Joel starts bullying him. And I'll get to Jaylen Brown, and I'll get to the Boston Celtics in a second, because I want to ask you, because this team is being let off the fucking hook for blowing a 3-1 series lead.
Yeah.
They are being let off because when you think of Kevin Durant's legacy and the move to Golden, what do you always hear about? Oh, we blew a 3-1 lead to Golden State and then joined Golden State. I know that the Bron comeback was even on another level. Teams don't blow 3-1 leads.
Not 2 versus 7
team that was favored by 14.5 points and 13.5 points and 8.5 and 7.5 points in every game this series. Yeah. In an Eastern Conference that everyone talks about is wide open this year. They bring Jason Tatum back.
Yeah.
And they blow a 3-1 lead. They're being let off the fucking hook. But we can address that. We can address Jaylen Brown's stupid-ass comments on his live stream the other night as well. But the big fella, man, the fact that he delivered the last 3 games, and specifically Game 7, like you mentioned, is everything, because it's all we've been asking for. It's all we've been begging and dying to see. And last season was a season from hell. And this season, at the end of it, felt like it was just following in its footsteps, just in a different, quirkier way.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting like a complete, healthy Sixers team run.
Yeah. And I think, to your point, not to take it from Embiid, but in order for Embiid to maximize his attention that he receives, right, from the other team's defensive schematics,
yes,
guys have to hit shots. And so that did happen, and that's something that we did not see. I just remember that Boston series a couple years ago where DeAnthony Melton missed like fucking 10 wide open three-pointers in the corner. And like this series, just time after time, it's not that the Sixers made a ton of three-pointers. It's more about the spots that they hit them in. And they, like you said, the stones on some of these guys this series.
When did Joel's come, bro?
Joel's 3?
Yeah. It was late, was it not?
It was definitely late. I'm trying to think back through the final moment. It is kind of a blur. I'm not gonna lie.
No. But what I'm saying, is,
it was late.
He tells Boston to shut the fuck. Like, he hits a three. It was like 95, 94 or 98, 90. It was somewhere around there. I'm not thinking of a different game, correct? I have my memory straight from Saturday night. He hit the top of the key three and told Boston to do this. Or am I misconstruing game 5? No, I'm not. Yeah, 3 minutes left. There it is.
You found it?
TR. Appreciate you.
3 minutes left. What was the score? What was the score at that time? I want to see what that. If I can pull that up
as you talk through this, go ahead.
But so you're gonna okay, got it.
I got it.
Yeah, I got you. Embiid, though, I wanted to take it back there. Obviously, thinking about the stones that he has, the shots that he was making in the fourth quarter, because he and Maxey, I can't remember exactly once again how it played out, but they kind of just went back and forth with clutch bucket after clutch bucket to seal this game. The biggest thing for me, again, man, you talk about game 6 and game 7 for Joel Embiid. One turnover in this game, this road game 7 in Boston. And to me, that just speaks to the maturity level that Embiid has garnered in his game. Just not getting flustered with the attention, not getting flustered by Jaylen Brown guarding him and talking shit. No, he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't make the mental mistakes that we may have seen in the past.
He trusts. I'm glad you said that. So the three, it was 9. Boston had just made it 92-91. Jaylen Brown, I believe, had an N1 the play before. Yes, he did. Converted on it. And then Joel topped the key 3, makes it 95-94, and gives him a little one of these as he gets back into his defensive set. He also met Jaylen Brown at the rim earlier in the game as well and sent that shit packing as well. So for all those people, he can't protect the rim anymore. His knees are oh yeah, okay. But he also trusts his teammates more, Scotty. And we had a conversation not more than a week ago after getting blown out in game 1. Can you build it around Tyrese Maxey? Is Tyrese Maxey in 1? I still don't think he is. I still, my mind hasn't changed on that. But my stance was and remains the same, that he's one of the game's best number 2s. And like you mentioned, the maturity of Joel didn't need the ball in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes. You know who scored on back-to-back driving layups? Tyrese Maxey, to put them up by 3 and put them up by 5 in the last 2 minutes, a minute and a half. That's what they did. Yeah. They put the ball in Tyrese Maxey's hands and let him run around Kelly Oubre screens at top of the key until Neemias Queta got switched on him, and he blows by him using that speed. That's what they did. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Maxey, obviously, can talk about him. He steps up in this series, rebounding. He has 11 rebounds in this game. I think not game 6, but the game before that, he had 10 rebounds in that game. So getting double-doubles with boards. Like, since when does Tyrese Maxey do that? Like what he said, I saw my team down there struggling to get rebounds. We were getting out-rebounded by a ton, so I'm going to go down there. I'm going to help and grab it myself. And I like that. That's the type of leadership that we need from, once again, like you said, our second or whatever you want to call him, right? The second option on this team, he's got to be a leader as well. When you talk about Paul George and Joel Embiid leading this team. So I just look at Maxey and, I look down the scoring sheet again, and it's 1 turnover for Tyrese Maxey. So you had 2 turnovers from your 2 superstars. That's how you win playoff basketball games, man. That type of composure. Because obviously we know how much Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey handled the ball in this game.
Let me ask
like you said, they played majority of the fucking game. So it's crazy.
Because just thinking back, like, as big as this moment was, it's one of the highest intensity at home viewing basketball games I've ever had. And how shocked are you that they got up on Boston 32-19 in the first quarter? Like, this was like you mentioned, Boston outscored us by 8 in the second quarter, down the stretch in the fourth quarter. We only scored 21 in the fourth. It was low scoring, physical. They cut it to 1 multiple times, and you started 5 minutes left. It's a 1-point game. You're going, oh my God, they're really going to blow this, aren't they? For a second, and they answered every time. It was a complete quarter to quarter game for the Sixers. This wasn't, game 5, they're down 13 or whatever and come back in the second half after making adjustments. No, they They got on Boston,
Yeah.
the championship team, in the first quarter.
Yeah. I think the best way I can put it is that, yes, I was surprised, but at the same time, it's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Right? You could not allow this Boston team without Jason Tatum, a Joe Mazzulla that's so nervous he's switching 3 guys out instead of just 1. Jason Tatum's the only guy injured and out. You didn't have to switch 3 of your starters out. He does that because he needed to switch something up. He needed to give us a different look, right? And so when I see all of that, I'm like, yes, a great basketball team takes advantage of that. They come out and they put foots on necks early.
Yeah.
Sixers came out and
Mind
did it.
you,
I'm surprised that they did it, but it's as surprised as I am that they came back and won this series and showed the resilience that they shown. And that's what I mean when I say this is a very different team than what we have seen in the past, even with this just being a first-round series. I remember you said that at the beginning of the show, and I want to re-emphasize that. It's not just a first-round series. It's a 7-2 first-round series against the Boston Celtics
trailing
that everybody marked as the team coming out of the East.
Yep. Myself.
I'm looking at Shaq and Chuck, and I remember the shit that they were saying. What was it? And I think it was after we won game 2.
Yeah.
And they're saying, these guys, they don't have a chance. They're not coming back.
And I know, like I said, to preface this whole conversation, by the end of the game, how many beers were consumed Saturday? But was Reggie Miller not fucking intolerable?
He kind of always is, but
oh my God, dude.
Yeah. To answer your question, yes, he is.
I mean, I just remember sitting there and listening. Like any call for Philly, he disagreed. He had a little. It's not like there's just a little snip in there that he does. Like, what are you? Why are you saying this?
Snarky.
Any call for Boston or missed call that should have gone Boston's way, he has something to say. When Boston's down like 15. He's like finding an angle to praise Boston for not giving up or something. Like, brother, they're the 2 seed. They were favored by 8.
We were down 3-1.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Like, I just remember him being so
it just makes it all feel that much better.
Oh, it was awesome, dude. It was awesome. But by the way, like, you're running through that Celtics lineup and what Joe Mazzulla decided to do. This is how fucking good Joel Embiid is, right? He came back from injury and made one of the best trade deadline acquisitions, in Nikola Vucevic unplayable. He's a DNP in Game 7 at home,
which is weird
because he gets bullied.
In what world do you? In what world?
I agree. In what world do you play Luka Garza for 9 minutes?
Yeah, like how does Luka Garza get minutes over?
Don't know, but this is what Joel Embiid had Joe Mazzulla's mind doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just rattling around, trying to find solutions that aren't there that you guys did not have.
Joel in this series, man. Joel in this series, 28, 9, and 7. Tyrese Maxey, 27, 5, and 6.
I don't know if those stats happen to come with his plus minus for the series. Do you have that or no?
I do not have it in front of me. I can certainly.
That's no big deal. I was just wondering, like, I was just thinking about like what the Sixers' point differential was with them beating the series versus not on the floor in the first 3 games. Now, granted, that 32-point loss is going to play a major factor into it as well. But I mean, bro, I'm still not over it, and I got to get over it because I have 2 hours until the next next job comes around. But
I know, man. I know it's tough to get over, and it's like you just got to flip a switch, that quick. But no, it was an incredible win, man. Nick Nurse, got to give him some credit as well. I even want to give Oubre and Grimes some credit as well because they didn't put up the scoring numbers, right? It was 6 points, I think, for Oubre, 3 for Grimes, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for Grimes, 5 rebounds for Oubre. Obviously made some big drew some big charges in this game and just gets the team connected. He gets the team fired up, right? And that's what Oubre's been able to bring. These guys were able to impact the game outside of scoring, outside of, hitting 4 threes in a said game, which they can certainly do. But that was impressive as well for me, man. Just a full team contribution. But led the way by the big dogs, man.
I just, dude, I can't stop smiling. I got all the time in the world right now. I can't stop thinking. And in the moment, like, yeah, you guys were giving it to us, dude. But I can't stop thinking about Boston fans that traveled down here for Game 4 when they beat us like that, and then started the ironic "We want Boston" chant that, to make fun of the Sixers, and then your team lost 3 straight. I can't stop thinking about that. Like, this team, this fan base, bro, they are getting left off the hook.
They are
so badly.
They are. I saw Dave Portnoy, he flipped the script and said, "I'll get a tattoo if the Sixers win the championship, make the final," whatever he said. But
he also said neck tattoo.
Get a fucking neck tattoo because the Sixers came back from 3-1 to dog your fucking Celtics. How about that? But I feel you. I do. I feel like they're getting off the hook. Like, Jaylen Brown should be getting drugged right now. And I won't lie, man. That whole live stream shit afterward yesterday, that changed my entire perspective on Jaylen Brown and the respect that I had for him, man, because what a fucking delusional, prick. Just an egotistical prick. If I was his teammate, that stream would have fucking annoyed me.
I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of agree, but his teammates might be kissing his feet right now because that's probably a big reason why they're being let off the fucking hook for the on-court play, because their star is making headlines right now saying mind you, the best comments back to him are we all remember the play where Joel was posting him up and then he tripped over his own 2 feet and flopped on the ground when Joel didn't touch him. That's who you're that's who had something to say about flopping. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with flopping, but the same dude that uses this to his advantage every time he has the basketball in the paint.
He pointed out Paul George's step back, and he's like, "That's the same thing. They called that on me. That's the same play." It's just dude, shut the fuck up, man. And let me throw this one to you. He was a team low -16 plus minus. I know he led the team with 33 points in this game. Yeah. He was a -6.
Well, Derek White played 5 more minutes than him, and Derek White was a -6.
So what does that say?
He got fucking picked on. I love it. I love everything. Love everything about it, dude. Obviously, it would have been a little sweeter if this was your typical Sixers-Celtics round 2 matchup we've grown accustomed to, and we were making our way to the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. We're not there yet. We have another heated rivalry knocking on the door right now in New York. What do you got? You want to get into? You ready for that? You ready to flip the page?
Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. You mentioned it. It's another
2-2 on the year.
Heated rivalry that we're going to be going up against the New York Knicks tonight. Let me say this to start. It's a big flip. We discussed it before the show. Changing our direction, right? We got to flip off of the Jaylen Brown funniness, the Jason Tate, all of that, the Boston Celtics. We got to flip off of that page, and we've now got to move to the New York Knicks, Madison Square Garden, a whole other beast, right? A whole other beast of culture, and they're going to have their celebrities front row tonight at MSG. It's a whole other beast, and they're another team from the past that we've had a heated series against. One of the better series when you talk about entertainment across the board, but a series that we lost. That we got the short end of the stick. And so if I'm the Sixers, if I'm the Maxis, if I'm the Embiids of the world that experience that, I'm going to go into this series with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. Obviously, you got the Cat history that comes into it. You got the Nova history that comes into it, of course.
You've got the New York fans that are just completely unbearable. And Joel, listen, you remember the crowd coming there? Don't forget when they put your face on T-shirts when you had Bell's palsy and put the twitched eye photo of you. Those people.
Shit.
Those people. That's where I'm starting tonight, dude. It started when he came back, but it continues tonight. This dude's on a revenge tour. He's just on a revenge tour. They don't have a big that my God, Cat, who loves to get in foul trouble. Mitchell Robinson.
They're gonna throw OG on him. I can see it, man. They'll mix it up. They'll throw a little bit of OG and they'll throw Mitchell Robinson on him because that's the Embiid stopper. They say.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Joel Embiid, of all people to go after, stepped on Mitchell Robinson 2 years ago because that's the guy he had to get off the floor. Yeah, no, you're right.
The Embiid stopper.
How do you want to attack this, dude? Let's just start game one. Do we want to be instead of going series?
Yeah, let's start game one, then we can finish it out with series predictions and kind of go about it that way. But yeah, game one, like I said, flipping the script, right? Getting ready for tonight, getting re-energized. You just came out of a series. You had to come back 3-1, show resilience against a tough Boston Celtics team. And it is a little bit different of an approach when you look at the New York Knicks and what they have, what they're bringing into this series. Let me ask you this to start, man. When you look at the Knicks matchup, would you say that they have more or let me just ask, would you say that they have more superstar power than the Boston Celtics? And I'm thinking about Jalen Brunson, obviously.
If they're all playing up to their potential, yes.
OG.
If Mikal Bridges, I don't know what his numbers were against Atlanta in that series, but I just
asked.
Yeah, he's been ass all year. Mikal Bridges has not had a good year. So if they're all playing up to their potential, they have four guys that you can consider
what Josh Hart
star-ish, right? OG, max contract star-ish types of players in Brunson, Cat, OG, and Mikal.
Yeah.
I have a question for you in a couple minutes of who's going to be your most hated Nick, or the Nick that makes you the most frustrated. What I mean by that, you're going to have your Josh Hart who can't hit the broadside of a barn all year long, but against us, he'll hit 4 threes a game and get offensive rebounds.
Know.
You're going to have Miles McBride who can't miss off the bench, or Jose Alvarado is going to come in and stir shit up and things it's going to get physical and someone's going to get a tech. And so you're going to have a lot of that. You're going to have a lot of that. I'll be interested to see the whistles, right? Because, Jaylen Brown said Joel flops. Come on, man. If you're a Knicks fan, you still have to be honest with yourself. The biggest flopper on the floor wears blue, orange, and white. I'm interested. Excuse me, I can't fucking speak right now. To see what his whistle looks like tonight and to start the series and kind of set that tempo. But yeah, I think all around the Knicks have more firepower in that sense. But boy, do they have their offensive problems at times.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate for Boston's threes to not fall 4 different times this year, but that's how they can kill you, how they can bury you. The Knicks aren't going to do that to you. So my question is, all right, who wants to battle it out inside that arc?
Yeah. Who are you throwing on Brunson?
Do you let VJ get the start or no? Or do you go right to Paul George? Or do you go Kelly? I know I just said 3 of the starting 5.
No, let's think this through. So
Paul George is the best perimeter defender.
I want to see what their starting lineup was against Atlanta. I have a good idea of what it is.
I want to say it's the 5 and then well, no. Would they go? Yeah, they're going to go Cat at the 5. So then what? Josh Hart at the 2?
Yeah, you got OG, Cat, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to stick Maxey on Mikal Bridges. Just kind of hide him, keep him away from foul trouble.
Or can you hide him on Josh Hart?
Nah. That's it. The only concern would be the rebounding.
Okay.
I feel like See, in my mind, I was thinking of VJ as like that Josh Hart, like cancel out type of guy, if that makes sense. Like the rebounding, the energy, the dunks, the putbacks, and then he can get hot as fuck from three. And I'm selling VJ short by calling him like Josh Hart. I don't mean it like that. He could do more than Josh Hart, but I think in this series, I think he's a guy that can kind of cancel out what Josh Hart has been to us in the past. OG Anunoby, man, let me give you these numbers.
Is that
against Atlanta, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 61% from the field, 57% from the three-point line. So playing at a really high level, arguably their best player against Atlanta, in my opinion, just watching that series night to night. But we know that team goes as Jalen Brunson goes. But OG Anunoby is kind of – I'm more fearful of OG Anunoby than I am of Karl Anthony Towns. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
As the number 2. That's the way I'm viewing it. So I don't know if you put Paul George on OG, though. Like, I don't think he's attacking Paul George off the dribble.
Right.
So I don't know if that would be best used. It's almost like you would want to put maybe Oubre on OG. And then maybe you do go Paul George on Brunson, but do you want to risk Paul George foul trouble, I guess? Like VJ or Paul George?
I was going to say that to you, but I think you at least trust the veteran that Paul George is to
the size
to stay out of foul trouble, where Brunson, man, VJ could get too quick.
Get him up in the air. Yeah, I agree. It's not something you can't try in the game.
No. He'll get looks, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think Maxey will get some looks, honestly, with his quickness and the way he's been playing.
I do too, and I'm glad you said that, because we can run that conversation round and round, and who would you put here, who would you put here?
Right,
the Knicks have the names.
Do that all night.
The Knicks have the names offensively that can do everything, right? Cat can stretch the floor. Brunson can shoot from 3. OG can shoot from 3. Bridges should, like, they all can. It's kind of, to me, they're very Sixers. Like, I don't know. I probably should have looked at this. What the Knicks shot as a team from 3 in the regular season. The Knicks.
I'm just going to see in the postseason for us. So in the postseason, they are shooting 38% on 31 attempts.
Okay.
Which I don't know how that shapes. It's not Boston, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
let's see what they shot in the regular season. In the regular season, they shot 37.3% on 38.2 attempts. My point of that was the Knicks have the names that one-on-one can hurt you like that.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to attack Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And I know that this is going to be a battle. 2024 series, the points were 650 to 649. Okay? That's how close that fucking series was.
Yeah.
But if CJ McCollum can get the Atlanta Hawks a 2-1 series lead, this 76ers team is not the Atlanta Hawks. You will not be able to do the things you did to them in the last 3 games of that series. And I just keep going back to those early games in that Hawks series, man. Like CJ McCollum.
Yes.
Picked you out.
Jalen Johnson played
you out. And said, come get some.
Yeah.
And gave it to you over and over again. One at home, one on the road. If our team can do what they did to the Celtics in 3 straight games, I have the utmost confidence that they can do it to the Knicks. It's a very evenly matched series. I think the winner of the series, to give the Knicks credit, like the Knicks fans are going to be like, oh, no. Whoever wins this series to me is coming out of the East.
I feel that. Yeah, I do agree.
So I'm not trying to sell this New York Knicks team short. They obviously have invested a lot of fucking capital in this starting five and in this team they have currently.
Yeah.
But I just stand by like you brought up Portnoy. I know he's just a Boston fan and he's the ultimate spin artist to where he'll look better by saying this.
Yeah,
but
he knows.
This whole switch up of like Boston doesn't have the look of a team that was going to win the championship anyway. They were the favorite to come out of the East. So like they didn't just forget how to play basketball right before the postseason started and, the Sixers took advantage of a sloppy team in the moment. Yeah. Like, no, that's not what happened at all. So if the Sixers can do and handle the Celtics like that, I'm ready for war, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Embiid healthy, man. You got Maxey healthy. You got PG healthy. You got VJ. Yeah, let's go out and let's compete with these New York Knicks and anybody that ultimately gets in our way, man. You talk about that Boston series. By the game 7, we matched them in rebounding, 44-44. By the game 7, we had them shooting, 13 of whatever in that game. They only beat us by 2 3-pointers in that game 7. Points in the paint, match. Turnovers, match. So by the end of that series, we were starting to shape up to be the team that we are supposed to be. And I think we carry that into this series. Mm-hmm. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Like you said, it's going to be a tough-ass series. But I'm excited for it more than nervous, if that makes sense.
I think the timing, it's like something you pointed out in the chat earlier. Like, we go to a game 7 and – on Saturday night and play 48 hours later in Madison Square Garden while the Knicks get this rest time and da-da-da.
Yeah.
But, like, the way that the Knicks embarrassed the Hawks and shot the ball in that game 6,
yeah,
I'm kind of grateful that it's been a few days. What's it been, like 3 days, 4 days since they last played?
Thursday, maybe? Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday.
Yeah. So maybe that wore off a little bit, right? While the Sixers, 40 hours ago, we were battling it out in hostile territory.
Yeah.
Right. So
hey, look, it's another test to see how healthy is Embiid right now, right? Because he did play 40 minutes. I haven't looked at it. I'm guessing like 39 to 40 minutes in that 39. Game on Saturday. 39. Is he recuperated? Is he bringing the energy tonight? Because we know what we've seen in the. I don't think we're gonna see that anymore, man. That mopiness or whatever that is.
No, I think he's mature. I think honestly,
and fatigued. I don't think. I think
he's matured from that shit.
Yeah,
I think he's matured because even if something's bothering him, even if he is worn down,
yeah,
I think he's gotten to that point where he's not going to let anyone know that. Because think about the advantage that gives your opponent and the opposing fan base in their arena or wherever, and think about the way that just sucks the life out. Like when we see that shit, man. Now instead of like just trying to root you on and pull for you, I'm getting annoyed and frustrated with you.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you, man. So
I think he's gone to that point.
Let me give you some of my keys tonight, or I'll start with one and throw it to you. I think the beginning of this game, we talked about the beginning of game 7. The beginning of this game in Madison Square Garden, I think the Sixers going to have to survive an early punch at home. They're going to try to come out and knock this Sixers team out in the first quarter. Like we just described, they're coming out of a grueling 7-game series against the Celtics. I do think the Knicks come out with a heavy attack. They're going to come out aggressive tonight. And so I just think the Sixers need to survive that. I'm not saying the Sixers need to come out of the half winning by, like you said, come out of the first quarter 32-19. I don't think it has to be something like that. I just think you have to stay steady in that first half. And you get into the second half and it's a completable margin, or maybe you do even have the lead. I think the Sixers can fuck around and start to really turn up the energy in the second half and go for the wins. But I think just coming out early, you got to kind of steady the ship. You don't want to get too excited. You don't want to get overwhelmed. You also don't want to come out lethargic either and try to, act too cool going into this series after the big series win. So you got to balance it out. But like the big thing, man, just survive early for me.
Yeah. I agree with you. And funny enough, the 2-2 series split in the regular season, the Sixers won the first two early on, both in New York at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks took both here in Philadelphia, which will be kind of something to keep an eye on, but can kind of be a tone setter, right? Because being the road team, being the 7th seed, your job is to get one of these first two and kind of flip this series in your favor, your direction for a moment and see what you can do at home. So that's the mindset the Sixers have to go into tonight. Honestly, bro, I'm not trying to go back to the Celtics series, but I'm trying to go back to all these different moments, right? The way they handled Game 7, the way they dominated throughout in Game 6, and you had the Showtime Sixers coming out to play, and you're asking, who the fuck is this team? It started at coming out of half, down double digits in Boston in Game 5. Something switched with this team. This isn't just a team that had a good stretch, a good 3 games, a good series. This team, for the first time that I can remember in a very long time, seems like bought the fuck in. And you and I think a lot of people have questioned the head coach and what does he do? You're not bought in for a head coach that you don't believe in and you don't trust, right? Like, look at what the Magic just did to Jamal Mosley. Remember the rumors we were hearing before the postseason started? Yeah. Well, they blow a 3-1 lead as well, and he gets fired right at the end of the season, probably rightfully so, but those were kind of lingering and da-da-da. The Sixers have they all just seem bought in. Paul George turns 36 years old, talks about how he's having fun again for the first time in a few years.
And look,
I think that's what you take into Madison Square Garden tonight, and I think they just continue to build off of the last 3 games they put together.
Yeah, no, and I love what you said about Nick Nurse, man, because I think what I started to realize as we were winning Game 7 is like, oh, Nick Nurse, the NBA champion head coach. Don't get me wrong, we have rightfully questioned him throughout this season, maybe even last year when all those injuries took place as well. But yes, I do want to give him some credit, man. He has turned it on. He's made the right adjustments. He outcoached Joe Mazzulla. Straight up, he did that. So you come in tonight and you're looking at a Mike Brown-led team now. They moved on from Tom Thibodeau. How does this team, mentally adjust with Mike Brown at the helm versus an old school Thibodeau that he had his flaws, right? He was a sturdy head coach, but he had his flaws. I feel you. I guess my only trepidation, if that's the right word here, on the Sixers is like, when do they lose, right? Because they're not going to sweep the Knicks, right?
No, yeah.
But I do feel you. Tonight specifically, and maybe over the series, I'll start to get a feeling, like maybe the Sixers can lose tonight. But what's it going to take for them to lose? Like, is it like a bad? I don't know, man. I have a hard time picking against them, and I think that's kind of what you were saying as well. I have a hard time picking against the Sixers, but I do know the Knicks are going to win some games in this series. Like, I know that. The Knicks are talented. They play hard.
I think you meant to say,
this moment feels right.
I think you meant to say wreak havoc, and the word you're looking for is swept.
Swept.
My friend.
This dude. Yeah, see, that's the delusional Knicks fan, man.
Bro, I saw a TikTok before we started. And it was a Knicks fan.
Have to take it too far. You know what I mean?
It was a Knicks fan, being sarcastic. Yeah, that's not the saying, but it's not wreak havoc. It's wreak havoc today.
Wreak havoc.
It's not saying.
Does that sound right?
No. It was a Knicks fan, kind of making fun of the celebration we've been having for beating the Celtics. It's the first round and go hang your banner and da-da-da. That's the difference between Philly and Knicks fans. For them, it's just another day. First of all, New York doesn't have a championship in 15 fucking years, 14 fucking years. Secondly, Knicks fans specifically, don't you guys take to the streets after each win and like have speakers and are dancing and chanting everything. Like, what are you talking about?
It would be like us going to Center City every Sixers playoff win and just popping bottles and celebrating and saying, "Oh, fuck the Celtics!" Oh.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, this
other
is the
fan bases can talk about us. The Knicks fan base cannot. Let's put it that way. The way those fans act after one playoff fucking win,
correct?
Y'all can't speak on our
which is exactly what I'm saying. Like,
period.
Oh, go hang your banner, Philly. It's a first round series, dog. You literally go to the streets to celebrate a first round win. Not a series win. The first win of the playoffs. You will go out and party in the streets. Your city hasn't won a fucking chip in 15 years. Listen, man.
Didn't we
2 years ago, not last year.
This dude said, "Didn't we bet you last year?"
2 years ago.
Do you watch it? Do you watch the sport?
Yeah.
Do you watch the games?
I love it.
I do love it. Cheers.
Because like people like this will act like we're delusional. And in their minds, like they'll think they're the smart person in the room and like they're speaking facts or speaking the truth. Like you come in with like just nothing. Just we're gonna wreak havoc on you today. Our defense is too much. Your defense for who, dog? What's Cat doing for the big fella tonight? What's Mitchell Robinson doing for the big fella tonight?
Maybe Brunson will come down and help one.
Yeah, like defense, bro. Like that's your anchor. That's what you're starting the conversation with. Your defense, your star player couldn't guard you yourself or organic Phanatics. Jalen Brunson couldn't guard you, brother.
To your point, Dylan, how the Knicks will beat the Sixers is an OG or a Cat getting hot from the 3-point line, a Josh Hart getting hot from the 3-point line and killing us on the offensive boards. That's how the Knicks can get wins against the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't think it's going to be this. Well, don't get me wrong. They can play defense at times. I just don't. I don't think this is going to be a series where we're hovering around 100 points. I just don't see that.
They can't play defense. Right now, right? The Sixers can play defense too, right? My point is when these possessions tighten and these games get late and you got to find an advantage and you got to find someone to pick on. I know I can pick on Jalen Brunson. I know I can get whatever switch I want on the number 11 and run right at him.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah, that's one of my keys as well. Neutralize Jalen Brunson. That's a multitude of ways. You attack him on defense, obviously, wear him out. You can't allow them to hide him. And I think that's why it's good that we started to see that Maxey Oubre pick and roll towards the end of that Boston Celtics series, the Maxey and Paul George pick and roll, because they won't hide him on Paul George. Let me take that back. But they'll try to hide him on an Oubre. I'm guessing they'll try to hide him on a VJ at times as well. So yeah, just getting him.
He's asking if we're talking about Jalen Brunson. Yeah, no, we got the same guy. We got you. We got the guy. We got him. We're sure. Are you defending Jalen Brunson on defense?
He's great offensively. Don't get it twisted. He knows how to maneuver. He knows how to get to his spots. He knows how to get to the free throw line. He's got it down offensively. That is something that the Sixers have to control. But defensively,
I've lost interest.
That's why the Knicks have exited the playoffs the last few years.
Yeah.
Is because you get to a point where you can no longer hide Jalen Brunson defensively. You can no longer hide Cat defensively. They're not just too bad. They're like two deficit defenders. They're horrible. They're not just like middle of the pack. Hopefully they give effort. They suck at defense. They don't have defensive prowess.
You would think you know your team better than that. He's the number one in charges, and he's good enough, not great. It's the others. It's what? It's the others' fault on defense. It's not Jalen Brunson's fault. Am I reading that comment correctly? You're defending Jalen Brunson's defense. You watched what CJ McCollum and the Atlanta fucking Hawks did to him in 2 separate games to close out games. And you're claiming it's what? It's OG Anunoby's defense or Josh Hart's defense? It's not Jalen Brunson's defense. The others that defend. I've lost interest in this conversation because that makes no sense.
Yeah.
All right, man. Before we wrap up, I got the Sixers winning tonight. I think it comes back to Philly 1-1. I do think they carry over the momentum from Game 7 in Boston. I think they win tonight. We're all excited. I don't mean this as like a coming down moment in Game 2, but I think the Knicks tie it up and we have a battle coming back to Philly. But I'll pick Game 1 as the one they get.
I like it, man. I like it. I've kind of fluctuated back and forth all day.
You know what? Time out. I'm not trying to be rude. You know what you have to do right now, correct?
You think so?
I can't be a good friend, co-host, or fellow fan with you and not let you do what you did to end last series.
Yeah. I've been contemplating. I understand what you're getting at. And I do just want to respond to him. No, definitely you are helping our content. We do appreciate you. We're going to troll you back just like you troll us. It's all good, man. Cheers.
Just don't defend Jalen Brunson's defense.
Yeah, he's not a good defender, but it's all good. Enjoy the game tonight. Cheer on the Knicks. We appreciate good fandom. But yeah, man, let me go ahead. Let me stop myself there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Knicks tonight to win.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was getting at. That's exactly what I need you to do every single night. I know it's going to hurt you to do it.
It does.
Until the Sixers lose a game this series, I can't have you picking Philly.
That's fair.
They lose tonight, I can let you. Now we get a real Scotty prediction. I don't know why I'm waving the empty bottle around. We get a real Scotty prediction before Game 2, and we start fresh. But if they win tonight, guess what you're fucking doing before Game 2?
I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Picking the Knicks.
I got you. Because it don't change my rooting interests any.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Before we get out of here, though, man, I feel weird. I feel bad.
Yeah. I know.
Because, like, the mojo is just completely flipped. Like,
I know.
I brought an extra TV out in the living room, had some people over. It was a nice time. The Flyers got little to no attention from me on Saturday night.
Same, yeah.
And, they went down early in the game. They get shut out. Tocchet said they didn't look like a team that was ready to play mentally, which has to change tonight. And then it'd be, Game 2 starts in half hour. But like I had people were tapping me like, yo, did you see that? And I'm like, no. The Sixers are up 15 in Game 7 in Boston. Like that's where I'm at. So the Flyers get the advantage of starting first by like an hour tonight. So that'll help. Yeah. That'll help me there. I'll start there and then we'll move on to the Sixers. But if Game 1 did tell us anything, it's that there may be levels to it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to count out the Flyers because of one loss in Carolina. Dan Vladar made another mistake. Whatever. 3-0 Carolina. Wipe the slate clean. Let's try to bounce back tonight. And they can do that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Is where I'm at.
I wanted to ask you, because I was looking at the stats of the game, right? Like you said, mainly watching the Sixers on Saturday. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit everybody. Looking at the stats of this game, are the stats as bad as the 3-0 shelling? Like, they did out-hit the Hurricanes, right?
Yep.
The shot differential wasn't that bad. I think it was
they were good on the draws as well. They won the
penalty advantage. No power play advantage, right? Like neither team scored on either of their opportunities. So, but like as I glanced over, it did feel bad, if that makes sense.
It did, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it felt horrible when I'm looking. It felt like something bad was happening every time I looked over.
And the problem that I'm having, not just like recalling the Flyers game specifically over the Sixers, but when you go down 2-0 in the first period in Carolina, you go back, and I'm not gonna tell you that I watched the Hurricanes Senators first round, but we go back and we glance through those box scores, and it's a lot of 3-1, it's 2-0, it's this. The Hurricanes are so skilled offensively. They're also really good defensively on the blue line, but they're so skilled and so fast offensively. Like, you wonder, not knowing all that much about them, if when they do just get up 2-0, how much of the foot comes off the gas. Yeah, and I'm not saying that I'm not your guy to talk about game one with. It's not where my attention was. A lot of stuff was happening Saturday night.
Yeah.
But to start tonight, this first period, I will say, is going to be incredibly important for this young Flyers team to respond and to bounce back. You cannot go down early in this one. You cannot go down multiple goals like 2-0 like you did in game one. You have to find a way to generate offense early. 19 shots on goal, brother, ain't going to get it done.
Yeah.
Tippett being hurt, also not great.
Doesn't help. Yeah.
Vladar making another mistake with the puck by the net, not great. But gotta turn the page. Gotta turn the page.
What do you think tonight, man? Maybe not whether they win or not, but do they keep it?
I'll try the reverse psychology. I'll say the Flyers lose tonight. I really do. Like, I do. I hate to have been like such the conductor, like put on the Flyers hat last week when it's going good against Pittsburgh and turn around and feel like this. But where I'm at as well with Carolina, like with Florida out of the picture this year, Tampa Bay's out of the picture now. Montreal beat the Lightning in 7. Which is obviously kudos to Montreal, but like Tampa Bay or the Panthers have represented the Eastern Conference, I think, in like the last almost decade of hockey, which is insane to think about from the state of Florida. But my point is, like, this is supposed to be Carolina's year in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So I think the Flyers lose tonight, sadly. But
what did it, I can't remember. Did you make a series like how many games? Yeah, like how many games? I can't remember.
No, we didn't. But if my lack of memory from game one brings me anything, I'll say Hurricanes in 5. Maybe I'm being far too pessimistic on a game, like I said, I didn't pay attention to. So maybe I look really fucking stupid after tonight and moving forward. But
it's one of those things. They got to show us something tonight, right, to restore that confidence, or go down that rabbit hole. But I feel you, man. It sucks. Once again, I just want to throw that out there. It sucks having these games basically playing at the same time. We get a little bit of separation tonight.
Yeah, after tonight, it flip-flops because the Flyers get a 2-night break. So I think the rest of the Sixers series, I don't think they're matched up with the Flyers. I could be wrong, but I know at least through like this week and through Sunday, like they don't match up again.
Yeah, because I think we're going to be strictly every other day, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, after tonight. So for Sixers, I mean, but yeah, man. Hopefully the Flyers can just pull out a W. I don't know if it'll be this game or when they come back to Philly, but just try to build, man. That's what I was hoping for tonight. Just keep it competitive. If you push I know there's no consolation prizes outside of winning. I do get that, but for a young Flyers team, go out there, compete heavy, give yourself a chance in these games, and I think that's enough of a building block. Hopefully you can snag a game or two this series and, build that confidence and chemistry for the future, which is really what we're gearing up for. Obviously, you just enjoy this ride while it lasts, but you're gearing up for the future. This was just a big step. So it's crazy. We've flip-flopped from the first series.
We have, and I feel really bad about it. I feel really bad about it.
I mean, even with the Sixers too, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel bad about, because I was so down and out with the Joel Embiid-less Sixers and how they looked after game one of the series. and watching the Flyers and the intensity of the rivalry with Pittsburgh and playoff hockey being back. It's like, oh, this team has the best chance. Let's call a spade here. If this is the version of the Sixers you're getting, and this is the version of the Flyers you're getting, the Sixers have a much greater chance of winning of getting to the NBA Finals than the Flyers. Look, I said they beat the Knicks. They're getting there.
Hey, who on OKC's guarding Joel Embiid?
Hey, listen, I'm not hating. Listen, I just had to say that.
No, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're not. Not.
Maybe Wemby and the Spurs will knock them out in the Western Conference Finals, bro. And
like
look, at that, and then at that point in time, it's like, oh, well, why would you want to play Wemby, and why would you want to play the team? I'd rather play the Spurs, who haven't been there, than the fucking Thunder, who are going for the repeat and have that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. First of all, Ant's coming back tonight?
Yeah, he is coming back tonight.
That is fun. Wasn't he supposed to miss like 3 weeks?
I thought so, but I guess he's got that dog in him. He wants to play tonight. Anything goes with Ant if he's good. That series looks a lot different than what I was originally. So
hell yeah,
it'd be interesting to see what it's on tonight.
Also, just
give us some points this round, man. Give us some fucking points this round.
I know
those first round series were real low scoring. I don't mind like gritty basketball. I don't mind that, but like, come on.
No, I do feel you. But all right, man. Let's wrap this up. Let's go watch the beginning of the Flyers. See what let us know what you guys got going on screen wise, prediction wise. As always, it's so much fun getting on. It's been a lot of fun. This ride has been a lot of fun, and we'll continue to push it through each and every day. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at DSM_media. Follow us on TikTok at DSM-Media, all lowercase. And, of course, the DSM-Media Philadelphia YouTube channel is the best and only spot to get your thoughts, comments, and questions. Even if you're an enemy of the state like the organic Phanatics are, make sure to subscribe. We appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you that tap in and continue to help us build here. So, peace out, everybody. Go Flyers. Go Sixers. Go Fightins.
Yeah,
and we'll be talking to you guys throughout the week. Peace out.